Sorry. So maybe it would be nice if you ask me precise questions so that I stay on the topic. Okay. Okay. So my name is Angeline, and I'm from Kenya. Mimi ni Mkenya, and I was born and raised in Mombasa. I grew up in Mombasa. I went to school in Kisumu High School. I later came back to Mombasa because that's where my family is based. And then I did my training, my vocational training. I started working in the hotel industry. I later went to join Kenya Ports Authority. I worked there for about 3 years. Then I went back to the hotel industry. I became a mom at the age of 21. Uh, I'm a mother to a daughter. She's about 26, and she's turning 26 this year. So I love talking about myself openly because I believe as a presidential candidate, these things are going to have to come out. I'm going to have to lay my cards on the table. So this is why people usually ask me, why are you saying so much about yourself? But I believe as a presidential candidate, everything will come out eventually. So I'm super happy to be here. Thank you. I hope you're going to ask me questions that are going to build our country and questions that are relevant to this issue and the issues that our country is facing. I look forward to taking your questions. Thank you so much. So I've always been mwanaharakati. How do I say? What do I mean by that? I'm someone who has always I'm someone who has always been involved in everything that's happening around my community and everywhere that I am. As I was still in Kenya, at the moment I'm not in Kenya. I'm based in Zurich. I'm married here. So I left home 18 years ago. This year it will be my 18th year. So while I was still in Kenya, I was always involved with maendeleo, with the women around me. Nilikuwa nashikana na kina mama wenzangu, tunafanya maendeleo. Mimi nilikuwa mwanabiashara. I've always been involved with things that are happening around my community. Coming here to Europe and starting my life here, I continued the same way. I tried so much to be involved, to support the local communities, to engage in things that matter, and anything that involves development. I've always been involved in them, and I love maendeleo. Napenda kuwa mwanaharakati, and have been watching my country closely, have been looking at what is happening, and our country is deteriorating, especially when it comes to the economy. Our country is not when you look at Kenya comparing to other nations. So our social the country has already advanced in terms of we have multipartyism, we have freedom, even though people are not really exercising their freedoms to the full, but we are able to go out there and demonstrate and do all these things. But what is ailing our country at the moment is the economy. Our economy is deteriorating, and corruption. And I believe that I can bring change. I believe the people who have been in power have already been the same people who have been involved in all these corruption and making our country deteriorate when it comes to the economy. And I said, maybe our country needs someone new, and I don't want to stay out here, step aside and watch while I can do something. And this is why I decided to run. Yes, very well. Yes. Yes. So, yeah. Yes, Amadou. Yeah, I'm a dual holder. I'm Kenyan and Swiss at the same time. So the issue was actually one of my biggest challenge, and I had to look at it closely before even trying or thinking of vying for the top seat. And I decided to look at what are my chances here. If I decide to run, am I able to run as both Kenyan and Swiss citizen? And the law states very well that if you're someone who has dual citizenship, you have the possibility to run. If you're not able, if you became a citizen without you actively applying for it. So, for example, I became a citizen because due to being married to a Swiss man. So I did not have to actively apply to be a Swiss citizen. I was just naturalized because this is the process. And I have two options. The law allows me because of this section of the law that states that, but of course, it could be challenged in court. And if at all this is challenged in court, I have another option of denouncing my Swiss citizenship because I would rather be Kenyan, I would rather remain Kenyan than remain a Swiss citizen. So when it comes to that, then I will denounce my Swiss citizenship and just keep my Kenyan citizenship. That's a very good question. So I've always been coming home. I don't, I've not stayed away from home for the last 18 years. No, I come home every 2 years. The reason why I come home every 2 years is because I have a family and I go to work. So the vacation period is time is usually very constrained. And then if I have to go for vacation, I plan it with my family. And my family usually wants to see other places. So they're not always like they want to come to Kenya, but at least I've told them that every 2 years I have to come home. Not only that, I also have family. I have family in Kenya. I keep tabs. I watch Kenyan news. I follow closely what's happening to my country or to our country. So I've not been staying away from Kenya and neglecting everything. I've always been actively involved with things and happenings inside our country. I work in finance, so my profession is I'm a financial planner. So that's my profession. I work in finance. And not only do I work as a financial planner for one of the notable Swiss companies in finance, I also built twice my own finance institutions here in Switzerland. And they were all focused towards empowering women when it comes to finances. So have been a leader, have led a team, have hired, have fired, have raised funds, have really accommodated quite good in knowledge when it comes to finance and the economy and also leadership. So I'm quite good in that area.
Maybe, Ben. So you can give me a chance if you don't want to say something.
Thank you, Shahidi. Wisdom. Thank you, Madam President, the
Incoming.
aspiring future president.
Incoming.
Now, my first question: What will
Yes.
you do if? What will you do What will you do if we will give you this chance as the CEO of this country?
Benso,
Okay, okay, you can hear me?
yeah, you need
Thank
to
you.
settle Benso,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
because we are handling a very serious conversation. Eh?
Benzo is doing something. Okay, can I talk myself now? I think. Can I say something? First of all, I have to congratulate this lady. Angeline, my name is Tony. I'm based in the United States and I support you 100%. Let me
Thank
know back to the system. In Kenya, we became independent because of the power of the late Jomo Kenyatta, who learned how to manage Kenya while he was in British. Kenya will never change without outside ideas. You are welcome. We support you 100%. I wish you can see Kenya becoming like, you say, Switzerland.
Yeah.
Thank you. God bless you. You are God's choice for us. God bless you 100%. You have my vote. The idea of dual citizenship is a great idea. I am a dual citizen of Kenya and the United States, and I'm running for the MP of my constitution, that is constituency in Kitui County, and it's okay to be a dual citizen. It gives actually Kenyans an advantage that you are helping them as a Kenyan, you are also helping them as a Swiss. I don't know how to say it. And it's a good idea. We are blessed. I wish we can have someone like you and more like you who are bringing better ideas than in Kenya. We are stranded in Kenya. Kenyans are stranded because they don't have people with different ideas. Remember, Jomo Kenyatta talked about the idea of independence because he was in England. Remember, people like Josiah Mange Kariuki, they got killed by people who didn't want his idea. Josiah Mange Kariuki was our dream, was in Jesus for our country. You are our Jesus. Welcome. We love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Angeline, how are you?
I'm very fine, Tony. Thank you. And you?
Yes, I'm also good. I'm also good. Well, mine is simple. Kindly, would you share with us your mission and vision for the country? Because every presidential candidate normally shares their blueprint
Yeah.
with the citizens. Thank you.
So our manifesto is to transform our nation into the one of Africa's strongest economies. So by eliminating corruption and bringing in local manufacturing, turning our country into a manufacturing hub. And this is my manifesto, making our country be one of Africa's strongest economies by eliminating corruption and turning our country into a manufacturing hub to create more jobs so that the youths, the Gen Zs, and my age mate can have good income, employment, and the economy can function better. I believe that in Kenya, that is our biggest problem at the moment. We need economic liberation because when it comes to every other thing, I think Kenya has ticked the boxes. Just like my brother said before here, our forefathers, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta and the late Odinga, and all these people fought for our independence. We are an independent country, and our other leaders like Mzee Raila Odinga and so on, they fought so hard so that we can have multipartyism, we can be able to go out there and demonstrate. We have all these rights. But what is Kenya ailing from at the moment? We need economic liberation. We need to reduce corruption. Even if our country becomes one of the biggest economies in Africa, if we still have corruption in our country, we will never, never, never be Africa's biggest economy, or recognized in the world as one of the biggest economies in the world. So this is my manifesto, and this is why I run, and this is what I intend to do. I don't know if I've answered you.
Yes, please carry on.
Shahidi, I'm ready. Thank you, Shahidi. And my first question to Madam President. My
Yeah.
first question is this. Madam President, if we entrust you to be the CEO of this country, can you tell us the methodology that you'll use to make sure that corruption has gone to its minimal indicator? Because it is the disease and it is the one that is jeopardizing the bright of this nation. Thank you.
Very, very true. First of all, we will start by having accurate data. The biggest challenge that Kenya has is we are losing billions of our resources because we cannot account for whatever is coming in and whatever is going out in a proper manner. We lack systems that can give us accurate data and information. Now, why am I saying this? It's because when we go to the KRA, Kenya Revenue Authorities, they are the ones who collect all our taxes. The Kenya Revenue Authority is the one that collects the income and the money that runs our government. But if you look at the Kenya Revenue Authority, the information that they do not always have accurate information. You will see that somebody is going out to collect taxes from people and they are not able to verify, the information is not verifiable because they can be paid something small and then the business stays under radar for a very long time without paying taxes for a very long time and no one notices. This should not happen. We should start by having accurate data, accurate information systems so that we can collect and do things in the right way. So this is the first thing. Second thing is by holding people who participate in corruption accountable. I would not be able to excuse anyone who participates in corruption. I would be able to, I will really ask my government to hold them accountable, put them through the court systems, and so that they can pay for their sins. So this is what I will do. I will also try very, very hard to make our citizens, us as Kenyans, by saying that we should start being accountable. Each and every one of us should start being accountable. We cannot keep on blaming other people. If you're supposed to do a task, do it to the maximum. If you're supposed to go to work and you're a public servant, go to work. Do not shy away. Do not use excuses. And because I believe that so many things that are happening in Kenya, they have also to do with us. We as Kenyans, we promote these things that happen and that promote corruption. And we should start to be responsible as Kenyans. So how will I fight corruption? I will first have to emphasize on having accurate information, accurate data, and also holding accountable public servants who participate in corruption. This is what I will do.
Thank you, Said, and thank you, my sister, for
your ambition to run for president in Kenya. And my question is, what are you gonna do about the security? Because we have seen people being, let me just don't use eliminated without any reasons. We have seen demonstrators whereby they are being shot. What are you gonna do about security in our country?
So security in terms of abductions or in general, whatever is happening in our country, that the people are not safe. There's so much going on. You cannot even run a proper business. Your shop is being robbed. You're being taken advantage of. Or in what sense? So that I can really understand exactly what you mean. Is it a question that addresses insecurity in our country, or the current abductions of people who are trying to express their themselves and speak their minds against what's happening in the country?
Yeah, that's the same. That's the same.
The second one,
No, the
against.
same. Because when you speak about against the government, you are just taken, you are being
Okay.
abducted. So this is the same.
Okay, so actually, it's unfortunate because our current president ran against people who are attacking democracy. So he ran and said that he will be one of the most open presidents. He will allow people to express themselves and speak their minds. He will not be one who abducts people and do all these things. This is quite unfortunate. And I think this has everything to do with the president himself. If he's the leader of the country and he sets the pace of what happens and how it happens. So if he sends his army and all the people around him to attack or arrest young Kenyans who are demonstrating and participating in democracy, I think that's wrong. So it has everything to do with the president. This has nothing to do with anyone else other than Mr. President himself. How will I be different from him? I will be different from him because I will not arrest anyone. I live in one of the most independent countries in the world. I know what it means to have freedom of speech and freedom of expression. I admire that. I would love to be also have the same opportunity in Kenya and my fellow Kenyans to have the same opportunity. So this is this is how I'm going to be different from Mr. President, because we cannot blame anyone. When it comes to abductions and silencing people's voices, we cannot say that it's me and you that does that. No, it's Mr. President. So Mr. President has to be held accountable for these things that are happening, and unfortunately they are happening. It's against our constitution, because I believe that in our constitution the fourth chapter speaks about the right of expression, freedom of expression, and all these things, but he is violating that. I will not be like Mr. President. I'm going to be someone different. So I'm noting down the points that I collect
Thank you.
today, so that I can also, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I have so many questions, but I will make it fast as much
Yes.
I can.
Yeah.
The first question is, do you have a party? I have so many questions. Okay. Okay. Do you have a party? Do you have a logo? When are you planning to come to Kenya to campaign? Because it's a big task to campaign. Do you have a party? Do you have a
Yes.
logo? Do you have a colors of the party?
I do
That's my
have
question right
everything.
now.
Yes. So at the moment we are contemplating on two things. I will either run as an independent candidate, depending on a few factors that we are facing at the moment, or we already have our party name, we already have our structure in place. So we need to see at which pace can we finish the registration of our party. And if it works very fast, as we hope it will, then I will come home. We will launch the party officially. We're in the process of it. We have everything. The structure is in place. I have a small team. We're already doing small events on the ground. So it's an ongoing campaign. We have already started doing all these things. To answer your question, yes, I already have a name. I already have a party. I already have the structure, and so we are looking at two options, whichever will be faster. And as you know, things don't happen so quick back home. So I have to check on what will happen and when it happens. But hopefully by August we should have our party ready and we can launch. We can make an official launch.
Okay, because nimeambia nisiulize maswali mingi ndio hapo.
Thank you so much, host, and our sister here, Angeline, for taking your time to come on the live so that you can tell us what you stand for and what you have in store for our country. Now, I want to ask, I believe you understand our constitution very well.
Yes.
I want to ask you a question about national values and principle of governance. I think
Yeah.
if you have your constitution, maybe you can go to Article 10. You can. Now, I want to ask you a question about you as a presidential candidate. You understand crystal clear that the president is a symbol of national unity.
Yeah.
So, how will you apply national values and principles with regards to human dignity, equity, social justice, and inclusivity in our offices, or particularly the state offices, because tribalism is one of the biggest impediments in our nation building.
So I believe your question has to do with how will I balance in terms of that our country or our government is inclusive, that we have everyone in Kenya given the same opportunity, and not that there are certain places or certain people have this, are more advantaged and others are disadvantaged. So, first of all, I believe in meritocracy, a system where no matter what you do, you earn what you're given. It's not that it's handed to you just because of the people you know or whoever you're connected to or with. So merit is one of the things that I value. That's my one of my core values, merit. I live in a country where the system of merit works. I'm so glad that because of the system of merit, I was able to build myself into what I am today here. I was given the same opportunity, despite the fact that people will not accept you inwardly, but because of merit, they cannot stop you. So because of merit, you're qualified, you've gone to school, you've done this. So there's nothing they can do about that. They might not like that it's you or it's me, Angeline, because of how I look and where I'm from. But because they know that you've earned it, they just give you this opportunity and this chance. So as someone who's really, really profited from the system of merit, I will bring it back home. And I believe in that. I believe in it. That is one of my core values, the system of merit. Now, I also think that just like I said before, in Kenya, we have a big problem. We cannot give Kenyans same opportunities if we don't even know who is who, if at all they exist. So, for example, I'll take just a simple example. An area like northeastern Kenya, or all these areas that are far away from the capital city, we do not have proper data to understand how many people are there, who are there. How can we build good schools to accommodate all these people? How can we fight that young people are not staying at home, they go to school? We do not have the data. We cannot give each and every Kenyan the same opportunity if we don't even know if they exist. And this is the biggest problem. We have one of the biggest problem due to Kenya has one of the biggest problem, and that is reliable data. We need to know who is who, how, what's their age, what do they do, are they qualified? Someone can just come up with a fake degree and a fake certificate, and then they get employed. They want to get employment. All these things affect our country in terms of same opportunities, having same opportunities for everyone. So, to answer your question, I have benefited from the system of merit. I will make sure that I bring merit, the system of merit, that it functions, and this is one of my core values. I will be a very inclusive leader.
It's okay, Brad. I have the key, no problem. It's okay.
As there are there's some questions in the comment, and I'm not able to read all of them because I have to concentrate. Yeah. Okay. So please ask me again. Mhm. Okay, just like I said before, I'm going to hold people who are involved in corruption accountable. I'm going to create a system where we do not lose our resources due to lack of accurate information and data. And I think the lack of accurate information and data promotes corruption. So we should start with that first. If a business or if someone is doing something, it's not easy to find it out. It can take 20 years. Like we've seen cases here whereby a company evaded paying tax for 20 years. How is that possible? Because the system is not properly updated. You cannot do a proper follow-up. In other countries, if you don't pay tax for 1 year, the second year everybody already knows. You know, you're not paying your taxes. In Kenya, you can stay for 20 years, and then at the behind everyone's back, someone who works for the Kenya Revenue Authority gets something to make your business not be followed, or just to make it not people not understand that you're not paying taxes. All these things are affecting our country because we do not have proper verifiable data and information. So fighting corruption needs that we also implement proper variable data that people can verify and quickly and follow up as quickly as possible, and then hold people who are involved in corruption accountable. Yeah.
There's somebody who has asked a question, I think, host, are you a project of the cabal? Did you hear the question, Angeline?
Am I a project of the
Of the cabal?